My understanding is you're around some kind of the Foreign Relations Committee, and you're from Florida. Why did you take such an interest in this case?
Specifically, how I got involved in this case is I actually am friends with Amber Rose, and she had flagged it for me. And when I actually spoke to the attorneys that are representing Mr. LANEZ, they actually presented me with evidence. When I saw the evidence that was brought forward, we're talking about no forensics DNA on the magazine of the pistol, a .01 DNA match, which effectively means that he could not have been the shooter, to include there being ring footage that really refutes and dispels the testimony that he had basically said dance and then fired the firearm. In addition to that, there also being missing ballistics fragments from the alleged shot in the foot, as well as medical X-rays. All of this does indeed show and prove that Mr. LANEZ unfortunately is being incarcerated and he's an innocent man.
Is this the new evidence that you had tweeted about? This ring video, you said there's a ring video that will refute?
Yep, it was actually brought to my knowledge by the attorneys, and we actually had posted that on one of our X platforms, that there's allegedly ring video footage that refutes the statements and I would say hearsay comments in court testimony.
Have you seen it, and is it going to be released?
I'm actually actively pushing for the release of that, and there's also an affidavit that the attorneys have actually shown me already that actually came from, we will be presenting that and posting that publicly for everyone to see in the coming days.
If I was the appellate lawyer or the lawyer trying to secure a pardon for him or a new trial, and I had a video showing somebody else shot him, I would shot her. I would send that out immediately to the media to create this kind of firestorm to
then
release
you would get the
it.
governor's attention.
Why wouldn't they immediately release a video if it shows? I mean, because that's the smoking gun, literally.
Right.
I don't know, again, as I stated, I haven't seen the footage yet, but what I will say is that all of the information that's been brought forward and flagged to us is also going to be presented if it hasn't already been sent to the governor's office. And I would also say that it's incredibly important for people to realize that the body cam footage, which I'm sure you guys are aware of, has also reported, and the initial medical responding doctor at the ER with Miss Stallion actually reported lacerations, and also too, the bullet fragments are missing, meaning that they don't have evidence. When you have very wealthy people involved, that he said, she said, evidence goes missing. I mean, this is all something to me that indicates where there's smoke, there's fire, and this screams cover up. And so what I would say is that people need to be very careful about this, because if this can happen to someone like TORY, it can happen to you guys.
Hello there, villagers, and welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. You guys know that I do not like to talk about celebrity gossip or anything relating celebrities. However, I had to come back here and bring you guys this situation about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion regarding this new evidence that this woman said. Of course, she's not the first one to bring in the situation that they have new evidence. It was also his lawyers and the people representing Tory who said they have new evidence. However, they said they will bring it out in 36 hours, and still no new evidence have been shown, not to a judge, not to social media, not to anybody to see. It seems to be that this woman, this Republican representative for the state of Florida, is just running her mouth respectfully. Now, the thing that makes this very convoluted and very complicated is the fact, well, I already mentioned that there has been no evidence being brought forward, and the fact that she even mentioned in TMC that she have not seen this quote-unquote new Ring doorbell camera that's supposed to exonerate Tory Lanez. And because of this entire thing, and because of Tory getting stabbed, and let me just be the first to say, I feel very bad that happened to him. I'm so sorry. But however, it feels like we're being manipulated, and not just from Megan's case, because you guys know Megan is my girl. I love Megan. She's a great rapper. She's very talented. And however, she's still flawed like any other human being. But this brought TikTok and social media in a whole to a whole frenzy. People in Tory Lanez's side and people in Megan Thee Stallion's side are voicing their opinions. I brought it all in here, and you guys are about to see it. Excuse me, my dog has been on my ass since this pregnancy. He's like super obsessed with playing with me all the time. But I just say this to say it's unfortunate that we're living in the she say, she say world. And let's not forget, the Ring cameras, the videos can be doctrinated. They can be indoctrinated. And the fact, just like Harvey said, if I had something that would exonerate my client, I would post it online for everybody to see, to kind of create this public opinion doubt so that it can bring the attention of the mayor, governor in this case, so that it can be handled better. But instead, they're keeping it to themselves. This woman who's running her mouth is literally saying she haven't seen it. And if I was Megan Thee Stallion team, listen to me. Drop everything that you've got on that black lady, that black young lady that you guys are suing, that YouTuber. Drop it all and pursue that rep from Florida. She's the one you guys should be suing for everything she got, because she's using her position in government to make this narrative come to be that Megan is a liar, and that her team and Rock Nation is behind her, perpetuating this disgusting narrative that, oh, if it happens to Tory Lanez, it can happen to anybody. No, it's not gonna happen to you if you're a good person. Because let's be honest, we all know we all know why this case is coming to be and how it came through. We already lived through the trial. Let's not act obtuse in regards to this matter. If Tory Lanez was a better person, he wouldn't have been there in that party. And isn't he married? Isn't he married with somebody in this country so he could get his papers? And let's not also forget, he was already in trouble with the law. Why would he have a gun in his car when he's not even supposed to have a gun in said car? This whole thing is just disgusting. Honestly, they're both manipulative. Kelsey and Tory Lanez, they're both manipulating this entire situation. And again, so sorry that he got stabbed up, but that has nothing to do with this quote-unquote new evidence in this matter. They are using and grasping at everything in the air, it seems, just so that they can make it look like Megan Thee Stallion is a liar. Now, let me say this. Megan Thee Stallion could have been belligerently drunk that night, and everything might be fuzzy in her memory, but the truth remains that she got shot. Bullet fragments were found in her foot. This young lady has gone through enough trauma. Her mother passing away. A lot of people, her grandmother passing away. She's literally has nobody in her corner. And it's sickening how they are using this entire narrative of believing all black women and kind of grouping all black women in this. If I was Megan Thee Stallion and her team, I will drop everything I have with, I think her name is Dolores. I'm so sorry, I don't know her name. The YouTuber that they're trying to silence, they should drop everything on her and sue this representative from Florida. She's the one that should be going after, because she's using her position of power, and because she's a nobody. Because of her position in the government, she is friends with Amber Rose, which is completely ridiculous. I feel so shameful for my gender, and I feel even more concerned for the future of black women, especially in this country, since we are already the least protected by our own black men. And in this video, showed me, with all of these videos that I put together, how many of our own black men in the internet prove that they really, really hate black women. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Don't forget, subscribe so that you can become a member of this village. And if I said anything that you feel like is incorrect, put it down in the comments. I don't have no problem. And again, excuse the mess. I am super pregnant, and this dog really needs more further obedience training. I know. But check these videos out. Y'all know I'm going to bring everything that I'm talking about in the forefront. I hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.
Based on the evidence that we have. The evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof? Testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years, so this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out.
And the reason why I took particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. We are calling on Gavin Newsom to issue that pardon immediately. And also remember, he was almost killed in jail. I actually talked to him today on the phone, and he said that once he does get out, once he does get this pardon, which I do feel confident that he'll be getting, he's going to work extensively in prison reform, because this should never happen to anyone.
The blatant hypocrisy in the Black community is just fucking insane. The fact that there has been resurfaced evidence by Megan's team less than 24 hours ago, the same shit used to convict him in the first place, and nobody is talking about it. You know what? Let me rephrase that. Yes, there are people talking about it, but the amount of attention that it is getting is not enough for me. Because how are y'all going to write on social media saying, oh, Megan didn't get shot by Tory, and Megan is a liar. Oh, Megan should go to prison and get stabbed over evidence that y'all didn't even see yet is insane. Because this all started because of a white woman tweeting evidence, using Twitter to post that Megan didn't get shot and it was someone else. That nigga literally apologized on call, saying that he was sorry for shooting her. And y'all still called her a liar. And you will still call her a liar. There is something wrong with y'all.
So this 36-hour cliffhanger with some bombshell evidence that this congresswoman is saying is going to show us that Tory Lanez is an innocent man is simply a sworn-in affidavit from the former bodyguard of Kelsey, telling us exactly what you already told us at the press conference. You telling me that you made us wait 36 hours to tell us exactly what you already said at the press conference. That's what you telling us. Oh, and by the way, before y'all lose y'all minds, because I know y'all not going to read because y'all don't read, it still does not say that she's the one that shot Megan. Okay? Nowhere in this affidavit does it say anything about her shooting Megan. It may say that he heard, supposedly, allegedly, that she had the gun in her possession and shot it in the air. Nowhere in this statement does he say anything about shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all about to piss me off. Y'all are pissing me off.
Girl, not only have they not posted the evidence, Megan's lawyers don't ever let it come to them, okay? Because they have put together like a little timeline of Tory and his lies. And what I say, chef's kiss, because y'all know the first lie he told was that, you know, Megan was never injured and she just stepped on glass. But y'all know she said that to protect him. Because once again, the state of California brought the charges to his front door, not Megan Thee Stallion, because she was subpoenaed to testify and that's all she had to do. Then lie number 2, he was saying that Kelsey did it even though his lawyers, which if y'all click on that comment, y'all will see the screenshot in the video of his lawyers telling him that he should not have done that approach, okay? And then third, now he's saying that LAPD just misplaced all the evidence and the fragments. Okay. They posted a screenshot from the court document saying that the DNA on the P.O.V could not have been a woman's. It was definitely a man's DNA. And lastly, they posted that, you know, they still have everything in police custody still. What was said? But Megan is the liar, right? It's been 72 hours. Where is the evidence? I don't see it. Somebody please point it out to me.
Megan Thee Stallion's legal team just released the evidence that they used in trial to convict Tory, which includes him admitting he shot Megan to Kelsey on a jail call, and Kelsey's text to the bodyguard, to Tory's bodyguard, saying that Tory shot Meg and handled me. Help 911. Y'all were too quick to come on social media and take up arms. Y'all were too quick to come on here and say free Tory, now put Meg in jail. I think all this proves is that y'all were never really on Megan's side. Y'all were just waiting for a chance to flip sides. I think y'all were really supporting Tory from the beginning and you just didn't want to get no hate. And that's okay. Just say you like shooting women. But I want to hear what y'all think. Do y'all believe Tory? Do y'all believe Megan? Even though Megan has all the evidence. But hey.
In 36 hours, we're going to produce the evidence that proves Tory Lanez is innocent. Well, 36 hours? You sure you got enough time? It only took somebody 40 seconds to turn that man into a slice of Swiss cheese. That is not funny. Deport Tory Lanez. We have the right to take 36 hours to craft our lie. We need to get fake witnesses, fake statements. We have to figure out a way to deny the fact that Tory Lanez even said himself on Instagram that Kelsey didn't do it. Girl, let's not forget in the trial, your own witness testified to seeing the pew-pew in Tory Lanez's hands. Tory Lanez said Kelsey didn't do it. He even in a recorded phone call said that he would not have done it if he wasn't so intoxicated. What do y'all need more as evidence? This is so crazy. Y'all sitting here dragging y'all knuckles around on the ground like RG3, pretending you know something about something when the truth is right in your face, but you just don't want to believe a woman. You know what? Our lie, our truth will be out in 36 hours. In 36 hours from now? No, in 36 hours, I hope ICE gets their ass in that prison and takes him back to Canada. Or send him to El Salvador. I actually don't care where you send him. Just get him up out of this country.
Why 36 hours? Is the evidence not cooked? It needs more time in the oven? Like, why hold back on the evidence? I'm unclear. If you're arguing about technicalities to force a new trial, then just say that. But evidence is available right now. So why aren't you putting it out? And y'all, so many of y'all jumping up here, oh, 36 hours, I'm making it. 36 hours? You realize that's 1 day and 12 hours. We're coming up on it, so where's the evidence? And why would a Florida congresswoman be invested in this California trial?
You're on boom. Hey, dumbass, come here real quick. We gotta listen. That's Tory right there. Pay attention. Pay attention. Listen. And look with your eyes. Watch the truck door. Bottle falls out of the truck. Here comes his Pete. So I wasn't the only one that heard that, right? I wasn't the only one that heard that. Did y'all hear it? But it sounds pretty damn clear to me. But hey, you Tory.
So you have that congresswoman, Anna Paulina Luna, I think that's how you say her name, who said that there is apparently ring footage of, footage that can prove that Tory Lanez did not pew-pew at Meg. At first she said that it would be released in 36 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Hasn't it been 36 hours? Okay. Now, on a new clip that's going around, she said it's coming in the next few days. It sounds like there's no evidence to me. When you have evidence, show it, prove it. Ain't that the same thing these men get on the goddamn app every day and say to women? Well, if you have evidence that a man did something, you need to prove it, because we don't just believe women. Well, I'm going to treat this woman the same way. Right? This woman who said that, I'm going to treat her the exact same way. Hey, we should not believe this woman, because if she has evidence that can prove that Tory Lanez is innocent, it should not take 36 hours or a few days now for it to be released. Where is the ring camera footage? Until there is proof, how do men be saying, like proof that something, that something happened or did happen, I'm going to believe that Tory pew-pewed at Meg, okay? Point blank, period. Release the footage.
In a way that makes sense. The evidence that Tory's team is claiming they have is something called exculpatory evidence. Exculpatory evidence is evidence that may prove a defendant's innocence, but simply having that evidence doesn't mean things change. You have to prove to the court that that would change the outcome of the case. Now, Tory was charged with assault of a semi-automatic weapon or firearm, possession of an unregistered firearm, and negligence in discharging said firearm. That means the evidence that they have would have to change the fact that he would get convicted of those things. Now, I'm going to quickly remind you of the evidence that they used in the trial. The prosecution relied on text messages from Kelsey that night that said Tory shot Meg. Text messages from Tory apologizing to Meg. Audio from the jail of Tory apologizing again. Medical records and x-rays showing that there was bullet fragments in Meg's foot. Testimony of several different witnesses. We know that Meg, Kelsey, police officers testified, but there was also a neighbor or someone that was in the area that witnessed the incident. So basically, this new exculpatory evidence that his team has would have to rebut all of that. Does the new evidence in Tory's trial really change anything? As always, I'm an attorney. I'm just not your attorney, but I am your trial bestie.
And y'all was talking about in 36 hours, there was going to be some sort of new something of what Tory Lanez, and baby, there was nothing. If anything, in 36 hours, we dropped actual more evidence to the contrary. To the fact that Everything that y'all breathing, the lies that y'all are breathing is just made up. And so at this point, like I said before in my previous video, it's a sickness. Literally, you're sick. Like you out of there. You're gone. You're sick. You're gone in the mind. I would say if you're seeing this video and you still believe Tory is innocent, you still believe it's free Tory till it's backwards, baby, please go click out of this video, click on Google Maps, Apple Maps, and look up the nearest psychiatric facility and check yourself in. 72-hour hold, baby, because you need it.
Wait, they're saying there's new evidence that makes Tory Lanez innocent. You know your boy had to do a deep dive. And this is the first place I went to. I guess she's in charge of proving Tory's innocent. I read this shit right here and instantly was like, nah, I don't believe it. You full of shit. Many people were wondering why Tory Lanez didn't defend himself during the trial. The reason is that there was a gag order placed on him. Does that sound fair to you? So I looked up, what the fuck is a gag order? I already know what it is. I'm just trying to see if I'm not tripping. A gag order is a legal order that restricts public release of information or comments. Public release of information or comments. It can be issued by the court, government, etc. So me knowing what a gag order is, basically Joe Bob can't say shit about the case in public. I looked up, can a gag order stop you from testifying in court? A gag order does not inherently stop someone from testifying in court, but it can restrict what they can say outside of court about the case, like I just said. So that begs the question, what the fuck are you talking about? Back when the case was ongoing, Tory had a plethora of times to step on that stand and testify. But you know what he did? He dropped an album and didn't say shit. And now you want me to believe he didn't testify because of a gag order?
Or asking me if I was going to cover this case. I have so many inboxes, including today, asking me was I going to cover this case with Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Now, they said they were going to release new evidence in 36 hours. It's been 48 hours and there has not been any new evidence released. I believe Meg wholeheartedly. I believe Tory shot her. She said he shot her. I believe there was bullet fragments in her foot. I believe he called and was so apologetic on that phone call. I believe that's what got him convicted, along with those text messages that he was sending Kelsey. I believe he had an opportunity to defend himself and say Kelsey did it, and he didn't because he knew he did it. It has been 48 hours. They have not released any new evidence. I stand with Meg. I believe Meg, and I wish more black men stood with Meg.
They got video footage. Megan, pray that she's lying, bro. You guys remember, Representative Luna has stated that she had evidence in the next 36 hours that will prove Tory Lanez. Well, I'm about to play the clip, but she claims that Tory Lanez attorneys have video footage off of a Ring camera from what happened that night, and that they plan on dropping it.
Some ring footage, so video footage, and actually just talked to one of his attorneys, and so that will likely be released in the next, well, whatever they said it was in the next couple days. So does the attorney have that footage right now? They have actually a lot of evidence. I'm surprised that, a lot of people.
Oh no, drop that footage right now. We ain't waiting no longer. You said 36 hours. Don't tell us we waited 36 hours just for you to tell us that we gotta wait for the attorney to drop the video. No. Press the attorney. We about to start pressing. Drop the video right now so we can make the final decision. I ain't gonna lie, Wack 100 did say that there was video footage, but people kept saying he was lying. Wack 100 said there was video footage, but the family didn't want to release it. Is this what you're talking about? I ain't gonna lie, people cook, bro. SZA, I seen you was talking crazy. SZA, you be lying too. You fine, you know how to sing, but you be lying too. I don't know why you hopping in this conversation. But what do you guys think about this whole situation? I'm about to keep y'all updated. We about to see if they drop that video in the next 2 hours.
Right on time. Touche. I first would like to recognize how quiet y'all have been, right? For these 36 hours. Y'all been hard to get in touch with lately. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't know why, or I'm not saying it's because y'all really don't have shit to say and stuff is really like hitting the fan for y'all, but I don't know. I was gonna ease up on y'all, give y'all a break, but y'all still want belt the ass? Where the
What happened to you guys?
My understanding is...
There you have it. More to come. Out.
So if the police have the bullet fragments in evidence, why wasn't these bullet fragments presented at trial? If the police have these bullet fragments in evidence, why wasn't the defense team allowed to view these bullet fragments? Because the defense team was sure looking for these bullet fragments and could not find them. They were told that the bullet fragments could not be found. 2 of the witnesses reported what really happened that night. And guess what? It was excluded from the trial because it did not fit the narrative that they was trying to push about Tory Lanez. You have missing bullet fragments. You have a 0.01 result for DNA. No fingerprints on the gun itself, magazine, or bullets. It's a video showing Megan Thee Stallion getting out the vehicle, stepping on broken glass. You have a medical examiner who examined Megan Thee Stallion the night that happened, And the medical examiner said that she had lacerations on her feet that were consistent to cuts from glass. Megan Thee Stallion said that Tory Lanez hung out the window and said, "Dance, bitch," and fired the gun 5 times. If he fired a gun 5 times, you know the amount of GSR he will have on him? The GSR that they collected from him was consistent with somebody who was by somebody who recently fired a firearm, not somebody who actually fired a firearm. If Kelsey Harris did not commit any crimes that night, why in the hell would she request immunity before testifying? And let's say y'all try to say, oh, well, he made Kelsey wipe the gun off, or he wiped the gun off. Okay, say that. How in the hell do you wipe your portion of DNA off a gun and you don't wipe the 4 other pieces of DNA that were found on the gun? So you tell me what facts are proven and what facts that were shown that he shot that gun and had a gun in his hand that he fired 5 times. I'll wait.
Y'all didn't believe me when I said that Tory gonna be getting out soon. There was a lot of people in my comments laughing and saying it ain't true. Now look. Bro, that attorney said that Meg got like 36 hours before she dropped the actual footage of what happened, bro. Like, they're trying to get him out. But y'all know I got a question, so here's my question. If Tory was so innocent, right, why didn't y'all drop this footage before? What was holding y'all back with dropping all this footage before? Why y'all gotta wait until all this stuff happened before y'all start proving Tory's innocence? He already in there. It just don't make sense to me on why you're trying to threaten Meg now and say, yeah, we got this footage. He didn't do that. You stepped on glass. Why won't any of this? Y'all let me know. Was this said in court? Okay, I didn't look at the court footage, but was this said in court? Because there's no way that if he's so innocent, y'all allowed him to get locked up. Like, bro, I'm trying to make it make sense. I really am. I'm just letting y'all know what that attorney said. She said she got all the footage and all the proof that, or actually, no, I think it was his lawyer. My bad. It was his lawyer. And she gave the evidence to an attorney or somebody. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, everybody got the footage and can't nothing be deleted because the people that need the footage, they got the footage. So, and they said they're going to drop in 36 hours. By the time y'all see this, it'll probably be like, it'll probably be out in a little bit, but you know, yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Life for one.